of um older people thinking they know everything.
Yeah. So I actively, ended up in the argument with my grandfather, as I said, and despite literally everything, they would not hear what I had to say at all. Like the most I could really get to say was the fact that I've noticed some connections to certain parts of information, but even then I couldn't say anything because they just kept on the notion that, oh, it's just politics. Wouldn't hear me out at all. And
Yeah.
the thing with that too was I was literally not even looking specifically for global warming in this instant. It was literally just random bits of like science information about the world right now, you know?
Mhm.
And I was noticing that some of these like understanding what they are were connected in a way that is like, yeah, with this being here, this could happen, and if that happens, this would make sense. Kind of like connection, and didn't matter. Didn't make a difference.
Yeah. The fact that like you could probably use statistics and research and facts and knowledge and stuff to argue against, like a superior or like an elder or something, and they could
Yep.
just be like, yeah, but I'm older than you, therefore I know more.
Yeah, and part of this is
Yeah,
like,
no.
yeah, he's stuck in politics right now, but even if it wasn't about the politics, this is just that I'm dismissing what you have to say.
Yeah. I mm,
Because it's like, it's not even the connections I was making was actually had anything to do with politics. Like, hydrogen is something that is well known to be rather combustible and easy to, light on fire. It is considered a dangerous gas because of this, and it is also typically what is used for rocket fuel, right? And so me acknowledging is like, hey, this area seems like it's full of a lot of hydrogen, and when they're getting like a lot of heat lately, they've been having more things like forest fires and such. Right? Like that's a connection to itself. It's like, okay, so this thing gets heated, it can do this. Is it getting
yeah,
heated?
it's a correlation.
Yeah, it's literally like the most connection I'm making is the fact that, hey, there's a lot of this in this area and forest fires keep happening in this area. So clearly they're likely connected. They're likely doing something together. What could be causing this to chain off, though? Is the next question that goes through my mind. So it's like I am literally going through and just trying to find basic understanding of the world through like random parts of science for this to see if I can find anything that would actually coordinate to what they're saying based off of information that exists currently, you know?
Yeah.
And like obviously that isn't being influenced by politics if I my entire answer is these seem like they're connected, but I don't know yet,
Mm. Again,
right?
politics and science don't interact well with each other because they're politics and science. They're never gonna,
Hmm.
you know.
The one's more about just trying to deceive and control you, while the other one is like, hey, I found this out about the world.
Yeah.
Fucking huge differences, my guy.
Um, I think on this on the topic of like just family in general, like there could be some real discourse, like your grandparents can be like, "Oh yeah, but back in my day, blah blah blah," blah," and then if you come back at them with like, "Well, it's not, the 1960s. It's not like that anymore." There is gonna be retort,
What I've
and
learned for myself, at least, when dealing with people like that, is that the first course of action is saying, yes, in your time it was like this. If it was that time, it would be like that. But right now, it is like this.
yes,
Alright? Me going to the grocery store to buy an entire armful of groceries in grocery bags is more than a fucking dollar, alright?
yeah, there's a lot of that.
And that's the real thing about it, is that they don't seem to catch on sometimes that time moves. At least in that side of things.
Yeah.
So here's something that I've been getting rather annoyed about, and that I've had to complain about my grandparents a few times about. My niece has gone out of her way, right, to try to eavesdrop on me.
Oh,
Like, my room had been moved into the garage. Like, an entire room has been constructed in the garage, and that is now where I'm stuck in, right?
mhm.
So she actively had come out of the house and propped up a chair immediately outside my room door.
Interesting.
And I had come out of my room to see her sitting in it, smiling at me.
That
She tried telling me, it's like, oh, I haven't been here for long. It's like, that's not what matters in this instance. It's the fact that you were doing it in the first place.
yeah, eavesdropping is something that's very
It's
it
one
can
thing
be
if I'm
very
talking out
dangerous.
loud in like the open public area for everybody. It's another thing if I'm talking in my room, right?
Yeah.
Even if they're like, especially if I have somebody over. Because at the
Mhm.
time I did, I had a guest over when she tried doing this, and it's like, the fuck you doing?
What the hell are you doing? Privacy is privacy. I don't care if you're years old. If you try this shit again, I will enforce.
Issues will become problems for you more than me, because that's how that works. You know,
I don't think I've had any major instances of people eavesdropping on me. There's been a couple times that my roommate has attempted it. Like when I'm on the phone, she's like, "Oh,
yeah.
who's calling? Like, what's she saying?" I'm like, "It's none of your business. Keep out of it."
Most times that really is how it is. I think one of the most annoying things for me lately, of terms of like privacy invasion, is something really small and just kind of awkward. But at the same time, it's becoming annoying because it keeps happening.
Being,
Every time that I grab food now, like whether it's during dinner or like they made something or not, right? It doesn't matter. If I have food, my grandparents' first thing is to try to see what I'm eating.
oh, that is, mm,
Like, it literally does not matter. They will try to look over my shoulder in any opportunity they can get to see what it is I have made for myself. And it's
that's
like, sure, it's a relatively small thing, but it happens every day and has been happening for like 3 months straight now. It's getting rather annoying, you know?
yeah, that could possibly turn into something very dangerous.
It can. It can. Which is part of
That
why it
can
bothers me.
it can turn into like judgment or like, them trying to be like, "Oh, you should watch what you eat,"
I mean,
type
my
shit.
grandmother already makes comments about my weight, you know? Like, I already have that kind of issue.
Mm.
But it's also a thing of, you've heard some of the stories about my grandparents. There is times I genuinely have to stop and be like, are you trying to kill me right now?
Yeah,
And
I've
because I
I've never
already
had
have those,
that.
like them taking the time to see what the fuck I'm eating is just kind of, unnerving. Because it's like they were already aware of what I can and cannot eat and what I tend to like be willing to eat. So the fact that magically now that they're going out of their way to see specifically what I've been grabbing is kind of awkward to me.
I wanna I wanna make a really meta joke and just be like, I wanna talk about how annoyingly difficult it is to set up OBS to do literally anything.
God, it is a pain, dude. It's like
Literally right
Streamlabs was
before.
awkward, right? It was
Mhm,
awkward, but it wasn't difficult. It was just weird to figure out and get your head around. But like
mhm.
because it's limited in what it can use compared to the normal OBS or like OBSs in general, from what I can tell, it's one of those things that it's you might as well go with something else. But by doing so, you're kind like literally sitting here being like, the fuck is this so jank for? The fuck.
Right before we started this recording session, I like went in, fiddled with OBS a bunch, and then it just stopped recording my microphone audio. I've never been able to actually get my fucking output to work properly, so I've hooked up like, another set of like audio capturing devices to try and get everything to work, and it's really
Yeah,
mm.
it's always stupid like this for random ass reasons. Like I'm sure you've noticed it for like a lot of my old videos or like the streams I've done, where you just see that there is times I spend like an hour or so during those just being like fucking technical difficulty bullshit.
Yeah.
Because random
I
shit just breaks sometimes. It
I
makes
I want to
no
make
sense.
I want to make a specific screen for whenever I have to just pop up and just be like, yeah, no, this shit isn't working. Give me a minute.
Yeah, I like how even just me trying to like show you my screen so you can see the fucking setup I had to do myself, that in itself had broken my setup. Like,
Yeah,
because
Discord and
literally all
OBS,
I did was I opened up the site. I shared my stream through Discord and literally was just like, here, you click on this button, you look at properties, and this lets you choose the thing. And then immediately after, something happened, and I'm like, the fuck is this over here for?
Yeah.
And then tried to fix it,
It
and then it just disappeared another item, and it was just gone. It's like, the
the
fuck
fact that
happened?
the UI can change so rapidly for no reason. Like you clicked on
Just
one thing and something just disappeared from your UI.
completely, just completely gone. Like I had to hit the reset UI button, which also meant that I had to then add in everything else again, pretty much. Like my sources were there for my scene, but I had to add the new audio track in and had to like actively tell it, it's like, no, I wanted it this way, you fuckers. But hey, I got my UI back, so there's that.
Yeah.
Just
I mean that's something.
And the thing is like we were recording, and then you had the thought of, wait, I should check this.
Yeah,
And
I
because we
started
checked it, we're
recording
like,
without
shit.
I started recording without checking the audio or anything, and I was like, yeah, it worked last time, it'll work this time.
Nope.
I stopped the recording. Realized my TV is still on the PS4 home screen and with the volume up slightly. Turn it down and then turn on the fucking audio to realize that yeah, audio from not Opera, Opera GX is playing like the relaxing background music. And then
Fun.
yeah, Opera GX like has music option for whenever you're not doing anything. And then my PS4 home screen was playing the music, so all you could hear was like a blend of just random music while you can barely hear my voice, and you can't even hear Kiba's voice.
I was non-existent. I was ghost here.
Yeah, you could hear a couple words, but not even a full sentence before the audio just drowns it out again.
Yeah, for the most part, when it comes to streaming, I've learned that I can just start streaming without checking audio, and it seems to be fine most times than not. But I've
Mm.
definitely have come to the conclusion is like if I'm about to record something, I might as well spend like 5 or 10 minutes actually trying to put some effort in to see if there's anything at all fucked up, because man, this shit just breaks sometimes. Kind of
Anyway,
like how you experienced it, you know, you.
stepping away from complaining about OBS and actually capturing software, capturing like audio and stuff. Let's
Yeah.
go to editing.
Oh God.
Let's talk about how annoying editing is.
I'm sure we've talked about it before, but yeah, that
I
is.
spent the
I say
good
that's
heart.
less inconvenient to actually figure out kind of like what's available to you, what is possible, because it's not as janky in that regard, but it does take a while, and when you're actually trying to make it do its shit, it is janky in that regard.
I spent a solid maybe 6 or 7 hours just trying to fucking edit the video, like the other podcast video, edit it,
Mm.
render it with audio. It wasn't rendering with audio for some reason, and then get it onto YouTube without the whole thing breaking or corrupting the file. Yeah, that took
You can
seven
see
hours
why,
plus.
like, when I was trying to fucking make it work so that I didn't have to, like, be like, well, I guess this thing is just not existing anymore, on why it took me an entire fucking week just to make it do the damn thing.
Yeah, editing took like an hour and a half. Actually rendering the fucking thing took 2 hours, and then uploading it took 2 hours.
It is a
Mm,
much longer process than it really should be.
yep.
And I do
And
agree,
then
it's like,
and
mind
then the
you, I'm
processing.
sure that wasn't like proper editing either. That was just touching up bits at the end and like trying to make it sync, really.
Yeah.
Like, man, can you imagine if you were having to go frame by frame, making sure the audio is perfect and everything, making sure that nothing
Oh
on the screen is
God,
wrong, taking out
I had
like blank
mm,
spaces, making sure to add certain things in when you have to, and oh fuck, dude.
I I had to do that with the Rogue Company stream. Like when my stream crashed, I had to sync your audio in, and then for some reason the editing software fucked up, so it put your audio in like at the same time as everything else, at like
Fun.
halfway through. So I'd already mixed the two audios together, so I didn't have another file, and I had to get you to send me the audio file again. So I was just stuck with like two different sets of audio going on at the same time over this video that isn't even synced.
Yeah, and that is always irritating to deal with.
Yeah.
And this is also why I'm like, yeah, I need an editor. I need somebody who like already knows what the fuck they're doing
Yeah.
and
It's
who
like
actually
whenever
enjoys spending time doing shit like that because otherwise I don't see it ever really going places.
whenever I finish recording and I have the raw footage, I'm like, yes, the hard part's over, the talking is over. And then I turn to the editing software and to managing the audio and uploading it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, this is the hard part.
Yeah, because we don't really script this and we just hang out and talk. This is the easy side of things. It really is.
Yeah. This is fluid conversation between two people.
Yep,
The other half is wrangling with fucking a
everything.
wall of bad UI.
Everything.
Hmm.
God, I mean, I find myself messing with technology about like 3 times as more as I have actually spent time streaming or recording for my entire career. Like, so far, just. Uh...
Yeah.
And sometimes even the platform you're trying to use to be the platform you're like uploading to has its own breaks, so you have to spend like an hour or so fighting with that thing.
Speaking of that, actually,
uh,
thank you for the very good segue into the next topic. YouTube. Hi, YouTube, you're amazing. You let me
Only
upload
sometimes.
videos. Love you all the time. YouTube, you're amazing. But fuck you.
This is why I say only
I
sometimes.
I had to upload a specific video 3 separate times because YouTube fucked up and corrupted the file
Oh
three
yeah.
separate times. I had one backup for the last time I was uploading it, and I was sitting there being like, please don't fuck up this time, please.
I'm sure you noticed it, but I had some up there that was literally posted. It's like, so I had footage before this, but it seemed to have gotten fucked up on me or corrupted. You know, one of those specifically, like I had recorded 3 days in advance. Before trying to do this next segment, and that entire time, it would every time I uploaded it, the audio was just gone. Didn't exist anymore at all. It was there before I sent it to YouTube, but when it went to YouTube, it was just gone. And in the end, I just gave up trying to upload it by the time that the fourth day came around. Because at that point, it's like
Yeah,
clearly this just says no. It just says no.
yeah, that is
And it really is one of those things too. Like if something crashes, if something breaks, if like something decides, we're gonna have a little hiccup, like literally you have no fucking clue what happened to that audio until you look at it.
no, it's just the amount of bullshit you have to worry about even when you're just like talking when you're recording footage. Just what like when we were sitting here recording like footage, even now I'm sitting here wondering like, is the
Yeah.
audio gonna be okay? Is it gonna be
Is this
fuzzy?
an
Is it gonna
instant
be
that if I
clear?
end recording and look back on it that I can even hear myself? Like,
And
am I hearable in my own thing?
yeah, to be like, oh, am I gonna be able to use this audio? Yeah, probably not, but let's hope. And
Yeah.
then am I gonna be able to edit this and upload it without the file corrupting along the way and then having absolutely no backups to use? Probably.
Yeah, but something I've come to learn is that even from recording off the PC to like games and stuff on my system or whatever else, the game crashes, my video breaks in some way. The recording crashes, the video breaks in some way. The editing crashes, the video broke in some way.
Yeah.
Uploading it, and fucking you lost connection for zero point 0.2 seconds, something's broken.
YouTube, Google, especially
Just
whenever you're trying to download or upload anything, if you lose connection for even like a millisecond, it'll be like, nope, we're gonna cancel it. You're gonna have to start again.
sometimes it doesn't cancel it and it goes through and then you listen back to it and you're like, the fuck happened?
Yeah, audio compression is a real bitch, huh?
Oh yeah, it is. But it is crazy because like we are literally just sitting here talking and have like this background image up on the screen. And literally that's it. It's just recording what we say. And even that in itself can become a hassle. Like, man, some days stuff like this can take like several hours just to even get it to the rendering phase. Just for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
God, I hate technology sometimes.
Mm. Think. This whole video
You
has
know
just been
something
us
that I
complaining
found
about
that it was like complete bullshit for me lately?
what.
So in order for me to record my actual microphone audio and the game audio off my computer, I need to have several different things going on, you know?
Hmm.
So quite literally, I have to have like I had my phone connected right into a
Oh.
conversation through earbuds, right?
Hmm.
Which then was transferred into being music. So I had music going
Hmm.
in one ear, and I had the audio that was actually playing from my PlayStation going through the computer, right? So using this microphone, using my Bluetooth earbuds, I literally switched which earbud was in my ear, and by doing so, made it where I had to completely restart my OBS and unplug my microphone and replug it while it was loading back in order for it to register my microphone existed. Which then also meant that now, for some reason, my earbuds were no longer working and I had to completely disconnect and reconnect them, which then magically made everything work again like it was when I first tried to switch earbuds.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all I did. Earbuds were connected to phone. Headset was connected to computer. The fuck happened?
Yeah.
Why
That's
did this fuck it up? Like, actually, why?
I think the whole mood of this video is just yeah, fuck making videos,
Well, I
but
mean,
I
it's like,
enjoy it.
I love making videos. I love being able to just sit down and, like, record something and interact with people. It makes my day. But I hate everything else that comes with it.
Like I love being able to express myself on YouTube, upload shit, upload funny shit,
Yeah.
everything. But hate everything else. Fuck everything else.
Yeah, it's literally like we like the creative process that comes with actually making the footage and, making something for you guys, but we hate the tedious bullshit that comes with it for literally no reason. Like, I don't think I would have as much issues with editing if it didn't fuck up the way it does so often.
Yeah.
And it's crazy
Um,
too because, like, this is one of the better fucking programs to use for this, even when comparing against some things you have to pay for, and it's just like, ugh.
ugh.
And it really begs the question is like, how can we have thousands upon thousands of people who do jobs based around this every day, and somehow it's still just as fucking jank as when we started?
Yeah.
Man,
You
sometimes
wanna
I've played some games that I thought were jank, and God, did I not understand what jank was.
you wanna end the recording here?
We can. We can.
Okay, cool. Stop recording.